All right, hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for being here. This was quite a bit faster. I mean, I just went to eat something, then I come back and there are already 80 people. So, yeah, thanks for being here on this random stream once again. I got a bit of work and I figured I might as well do a live stream. I mean, I was actually recording a video just a while ago, recording tomorrow's video. So since I've got the lights and the whole green screen setup, I figured I might as well do this. So yeah, hey everyone, nice, thanks for being here. Right, let me just remember how everything works. Alright, let me just get rid of the background. And yeah, should be good. Okay. Alright, nice. So basically I'm going to work on my game. I've been working on a nice little update, adding tons of quality of life improvements and all kinds of things. So I'm going to be continuing to do work on this. Let me just check my to-do list to see all the various things that I've got to do. Okay, that should be doable. So let's see how long this goes. Hey, Super Chat, thank you. Online games, you inspire many of us. Good work. Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad that I inspire people. I mean, it's always kind of funny to hear that because I'm not really doing anything special. Meaning I'm really just making games, learning about things. So I'm doing the things that I want to do, and it's really awesome that it also has a positive effect on all of you. So thank you all so much for being here. This is it's always wonderful. Okay, so I really got to remember how everything works so that I can do this and go through my task list. And basically, as I go and do things, I'm gonna be trying to pay attention to chat and try to answer any questions you have, anything like that. So, yep, okay, all right. So the first thing I wanted to do is actually quite simple. It's just the waist icon that looks quite a bit strange. So let me figure that out. Let me find the visuals. Yeah, that's the issue with the with the characters over there. Why not dark mode? Because dark mode burns my eyes. That's really it. I try looking at dark mode, and once I look at it for more than a few seconds, all of a sudden my eyes start to pretty much bleed. So that's always really tricky. How long do you plan to update this game? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not planning to update it like non-stop, like an early access game, but definitely I've got plenty of ideas, plenty of things that I want to do. So the answer is I'm planning for a long time, but very slowly over time. That's kind of the thing that I'm going to do. Okay, so I got my super basic waist icon. Let me really just, because basically the problem is that the waist icon is a little bit too visible. Oh, there's a super chat queued. All right, Line Games, thank you so much. I'm glad the videos inspire you. I wish you the best of luck with your games. That's mainly it. And super chat queued. That worked. Hey, Eugenio. Hey, how's it going? Coffee. Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely would like a coffee. Honestly, coffee is an interesting thing. I know a lot of people talk quite a lot about coffee, about how programming requires intense coffee. And for me, coffee has always been quite of a strange thing in that it doesn't really give me... It doesn't give me much of a boost, but at the same time, it really impacts my sleep. So for me, coffee, I can only drink it right in the morning. Because if I drink it like right now, I don't even know what time it is, like 6 p.m. If I drink it right now, then it's going to mess up my sleep in about 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, coffee is always, I quite enjoy it, but I can only take it in the morning, which is interesting because for a lot of people, apparently, they take coffee all the time, and apparently that does not affect their sleep. So I'm really quite envious of that, I guess. What was I doing? Oh, right. I was just talking about what is the problem that I'm trying to solve, which is basically the waist icon. It's supposed to be like a waist bag with a little thingy on top, and basically it is way too invisible like that, so I really just want to make it a little bit more gray. Okay. Well, lots of stuff in chat. It's quite difficult to keep track of it. How do people have those characters? If you just talk, you get a character. And also, if you want, you can customize your character. Where's my... I always forget the link. There you go. There's the link. So if you like, you can customize your character. To get it looking, just go into the website, log in, and you can customize, or you can even use a custom texture. As you can see down here, my character is somewhere down here. There it is, with a nice little custom character. And there have been some people who have done custom characters, so it's a fun thing. And since this channel is all about tutorials, teaching things, if you want to know how I made this, you can follow all of these links. So how did I make this transparent Unity window, how did I handle the mesh-based animations, how am I doing an HTTP request to contact the YouTube API, and how did I set up all these characters with all the modular parts. All right. Okay. Can you see a lobby matchmaking tutorial? I did cover both of those. I mean, the only difference is really you just go into the matchmaking tutorial, and before you make a ticket, you first build the lobby. On the lobby you gather all the things, then the lobby leader pretty much sets up a matchmaking ticket, and the matchmaking ticket will include all those people. That's pretty much how you would put both of them together. Okay, now let me do a bit of work, and then I'll re-chat in a little bit. All right, what was I doing? Change color. All right, so let me go into the waist, and I really just want to make it a little bit more visible. So how do I actually brighten this? Let me go into color overlay, put it in white, just a little bit gray, just so it's not completely almost invisible. So now if I go back into Unity, is that one a little bit? Yeah, it's quite a bit more visible. All right, good. That was my first task. Super simple, very easy to do, but yeah, the waist icon is now more visible. And also, where do I got some waist here? There you go, right there. So yeah, the waist icon, now it's a little bit more visible, so that's nice. That is cool. Nice haircut. That's funny, because I never know what to do with my hair, so I always think it's either too long or too short, so so yeah, thanks, I guess. But yeah, for me, getting a haircut is always quite a bit tricky. Quite a bit admin. Right. Okay, so that was an easy first task. Now I'd like to make a character creator cancel or fix the rocket interacting. I thought I fixed that one already. So light mode for your ID. Yep. Well, it's more like my poor eyes on dark mode. So yeah, looking at this does not cause me any issues. I can look at this for 20 hours straight. In fact, just yesterday I was actually fixing a really annoying bug, really strange issue, and I was writing code pretty much non-stop for about 10 hours. So yeah, which on light mode I can do that, but if I turn this to dark mode, then within 10 seconds my eyes really cannot handle it. So yeah, I know that's different from most people, but yep, that's just how my brain, how my eyes work, pretty much like that. Okay, so that was the... All right, so now I interact. Rocket already fully built. But I don't even know if I want to do anything with this message, because if I go into the... Oh crap, this thing it's on the other window. The rocket base, if I go inside the rocket base, on my can interact, yeah, it's not enough resources. What do I got? Some commented code here. Probably shouldn't. Yeah, basically if it's already fully built. Okay, I think previously it was testing something like that, so yeah. How many hours do you think you spent on making Dinky Gardens? In terms of hours, I really have no idea. In total, it was 7 months. The video that I'm working on, the video that I was just recording right now, the video for tomorrow, that is actually going to talk about all of the first month revenue as well as all the costs, and basically what assets I use, what did I spend on logo, art, things. So all the revenue, all the costs, to see how the game is. And yeah, pretty much the main cost is obviously my own time, and for that was 7 months of development. So yeah, no idea how much that is in terms of hours, but yeah, pretty much 7 hours making the game and trying to run this YouTube channel at the same time, which was quite a big challenge. Yeah, definitely much more challenging than I initially anticipated. Okay, so for the rocket, I actually don't think this message is really problematic. I mean, rocket already fully built. I think previously I had a different message, and that is why I wanted to change that. So, yep. Okay, let me see the feed dinkies, my feed dinkies dinky behavior, because I think I forgot to add a timer on one of these. Yeah, the code is actually pretty clean. Most things are actually pretty nice. Although there are some dirty things, like the thing that I was spending a ton of time yesterday trying to fix, that was really insane, really annoying. It really drove me crazy, and it was partly because the code on certain parts, it is not as good as I would like it to be. Like, for example, can I trigger that bug again? I'm not sure if I can. Where did I have that bug? Oh, right, it was here. But yeah, I don't think I can. But basically, can I? Maybe I can. Let me see if I can recreate the bug that I had yesterday or if I just fixed it already. Yeah, that is probably fixed. Basically, the issue was that how the crate containers, how these actually identify which crate is on top of it. And the way that it does is honestly through not a very good thing, which is based on position. And basically what was happening was as soon as it spawned, some of these objects, some of these crates, they were just flying away, which in turn meant that this guy was no longer linking into that crate, which in turn meant a object duplication, because then this guy would load and would say, okay, I should have a crate here. I can find a crate, so let's create a crate. So a bunch of things, a bunch of messed up stuff. It was all really tricky, but okay, I'm sorry if that wasn't very, very informative. I'm talking about how the game works, which I imagine is a bit complex, but yeah. So for the most part, the code for the game is actually quite clean. It's actually quite nice. I'm quite happy with it, but yeah, definitely has quite a bit of things. Show the prototype of this game. I still probably have that at some point, but I did. Where did I show that? I think it was on the, well, I guess I can see the, it wasn't the announcement. Where was the video? There was a video where I, oh man, that's a problem. Way too many videos. So I can't remember where was the video in which I did the, was it on the polish video? Let me just make sure to mute it. Yeah, because I had a video where I talked about all the differences, basically how the basic prototype, or actually, did I, on the announcement maybe? Well, I mean, the announcement does show the thing. Yeah, okay, so this was the alpha not the alpha version, this was more like the beta version when I announced it. So yeah, on the original prototype it had none of this art. So yeah, that was quite a bit tricky, yeah. But yeah, so basically the game has changed quite a bit from the original thing. Quite a lot of mechanics, quite a lot of things. Basically all of this that I had in the announcement trailer, all of this was really just trailer logic, meaning it was just visuals moving around, walking around everywhere. So a lot of this, there wasn't that much logic actually involved, so I had to actually build all the logic. So yeah, it was quite funny, yeah. It's quite, okay, so let me just, I just want to add a simple timer, the looking for hungry dinky timer, because I don't think that this one has any timer. No, it does not. And if you want a nice simple, performance tip, it is very simply just do things less often. That sounds strange, but that really is one of the best performance tips that I can give you, which is really just whenever you got something that is really complicated, do you really need to make it on every single update? The answer is probably not. Like for example here, does it really need to look for a hungry dinky on every update? The answer is not really. I mean, if no dinky is hungry right now, what are the chances that on the very next frame there's one already hungry? Chances are pretty low. So putting this on much less than on every single frame, that is a super simple way to try to fix this. And I can just add a simple dinky timer. So let me just do this. Someone asked something, did I miss it? Where do you get the sound effects for your game? For that, really just from tons of asset packs. I don't even know which ones. I mean, I've got so many sound packs that I picked up on various Humble Bundles. So yeah, every time I need a sound effect, I really just go, pick up, grab something new, and yep, that's pretty much it. Can you explain how your function timer works? I actually did an entire video on that one, and that is one of the most useful classes that I have in my utilities. So this video was quite a long time ago, but I still use this exact class. I mean, it is right here in my project. If I search for function timer, there it is, the same class that I have in my utilities, and basically just triggers an action after some time. So that is really pretty simple. Which language? This is C#. So yeah, for a function timer, I use this one on tons and tons of places. If I look for references, look at all of these references in my game. So yeah, this class is one of the most useful things that I use. Like anytime that I need to make any kind of timing logic, I really just use this. It is super simple. Let's see on the Autobot. What is the Autobot doing based on timer? Testing if it's out of power. So basically, if it's out of power, okay, I think this was something related to the order and the execution on the power consumers. And yeah, so basically just use the function timer in order to delay this execution by a tiny bit. Super simple, and yep, it is super useful. Did I modify this? Okay, I just did that. I need code and convention for organizing code. I mean, not necessarily. I just try to, in terms of the project structure, I've got a random textures folder. Then I've got a scenes folder. I've got one with all of my scriptable objects. So I've got all of my list scriptable objects, all of the text scriptable objects. These are all of the unlockables. One with all the sound, all of the resource node types, all of the music, the crafting recipes, and then the carry objects. So these are all of the individual objects. And yep, once again, thanks Rogerio. And yep, over here, the carry object, as you can see, it has a name, it has a description, a reference to a prefab, sprite, and so on. So yeah, scriptable objects are really insanely useful. As you can see, I'm using tons of them to make my game, to organize all of my data, all of the data for all the machines, all the objects, all the things. And then I've got the prefabs, I've got a pretty huge list for all of the building objects, all of the carry objects. So tons of stuff. And of course, I've got my scripts folder, which this one is probably not as well organized as it could be. For the most part, I really just got a ton of scripts over here on the regular scripts folder. And then I've got a folder for the UI stuff. For the sounds, yeah, just a bunch of sound stuff. I've got all of my scriptable object definitions. And then the Dinky behaviors and the Autobot. These are the more complex parts, so yeah. So in terms of organizing, in terms of folder, I actually don't do all that much. Honestly, when I want to find something, I really just use Visual Studio. So just press Control, comma, and it shows up this one. And over here, I can type anything, like let's say the add power Dinky behavior. And yep, there you go. This is how I can find the add power Dinky behavior, and here's the script. So this is one of the most useful shortcuts, just Control, comma, and you can type in anything and find any type in your code base. Super useful. Project from all unused assets. The answer is I don't, pretty much. But yeah, you're talking about my project is huge when deployed. If your assets are not being used anywhere, then they should not be included in build. So if they are, that means you have some reference somewhere. But yeah, pretty much the issue with assets is really just in terms of backing up the entire project becomes quite a bit. But as you can see over here, I've got a ton of asset packs, and a bunch of these I don't think I end up using. Like Dungeon Realms, I don't think I use this pack, or the Ancient Empire. So a bunch of these. But again, if they're not used, then they don't show up in the final build, so that's not an issue. Okay, so let me just do just a little bit of work, and then I'll answer a bit more chat. So what was I doing? I was doing the looking for hungry dinky timer. So let me just do a private float, just a basic, private float for the looking for a hungry dinky timer, and let me do timer max and put it at let's say 0.2f or 0.5f, something like that. Okay, so let me go. Oh crap, I'm writing on the wrong place. It is not on the add power, but on the feed dinkies. Okay, so over here, when I'm looking for a hungry dinky, if it isn't carrying food, if this one is hungry, then prioritize it. Sure. Yeah, I selected. Then afterwards, instead of searching all the time, let me count down this one by time.time. And then if this one is under 0f, if so, then I'm going to set this one equals Emax. That's pretty much it. So if that one is under 0, then I'm basically going to do all the logic. If not, then I won't. Just auto do that. And yeah, okay, so that should help, just a nice tiny performance improvement. So basically it's only going to look for hungry dinkies. Did I not put it? Yep, every 0.2 seconds. So let's see. Oh, there was a custom character over there somewhere, but it's hidden. Okay, so let me just see if this one is the dinky behavior, right? So let me see if the dinkies are still feeding other dinkies, if everything is still working correctly. So let me go into the other world. Is this live or pre-recorded? Well, I'm right here right now, so yep, this is live. Okay, let me put one of these. You go feed dinkies around this area, and on the crate container, where do I got food? Right there. All right, where's your theme for Visual Studio? I mean, I didn't touch it, so I assume it's just the basic theme. Okay, I just have to stop this guy, otherwise this guy is going to feed all the dinkies, and I want that one to feed them. But apparently all my dinkies died. Wow, really? I just have 2. Okay, yeah, apparently this was attacked. Super Chat, thank you. Any tips on how tutorials should be structured? Do you mean tutorials for games, or are you making like video tutorials? I assume you mean tutorials for games. I mean, in terms of structure, I can show you how my tutorial manager, and basically I do it in a super simple way because the game really doesn't have too many complex tutorials, which is really just an enum. So I just got an enum for the tutorial stage, and then the enum is really just the type. And then for each one of those, then I've got an accompanying, where did I put it? Over here. So basically I just got a function that activates a certain tutorial stage. And for this one, I really just do a switch on the tutorial stage, and over here just do a bunch of things. So on this one, clone Dinky, I'm basically using events in order to figure out to trigger the next tutorial or to keep on the same one. So basically over here when I go, I check the goal for this tutorial is clone the first Dinky. So if the player has already done that, because that's always important when you're making tutorials, you want to make sure... Did my camera move? Oh yeah, my camera moved quite a bit. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that's the issue with this table. Yeah, so basically for tutorials, you've got to always keep in mind that the player might be able to achieve the things before you actually reach that tutorial stage. So you always got to add some logic in order to make sure that the tutorial completes automatically if the player did it before the tutorial. And then over here, basically I'm using a ton of events. So I'm hooking onto the Dinky on any spawned event. So when that event happens, which is when the player spawns the Dinky, when it happens, it is going to listen to this local event, which is going to complete the tutorial stage, which then goes on to the next one. Which, by the way, for going on to the next one, go to next tutorial. Just in case you don't know, a nice tip, you can convert an enum, which over here, my tutorial stage, this one is an enum. You can convert an enum into an int, and then you can basically just increase it, then cast it back into your enum, and that way you can basically get the next value of the enum. So that is why using enum for tutorial stages. This way they are all organized, so it goes from this one to this one, and so on. And yeah, that's really pretty much it, how I structure my tutorials. It's really super simple, really just a, let me see, the spaceship manager. Oh crap, I got the pop-up on top. Spaceship manager. So I got my spaceship manager class, which also has pretty much the same thing. So I pretty much got an enum for all these stages. And then this one has quite a bit more messages. So for this one, once again, I got the same logic. So I trigger the cinematic, which I'm using through a basic game object. Then this one, I got the issues with handling for the client and the other things. And where did I put the... Oh, right, I put the message zone localization. I was trying to find out where did I... Yeah, so here's another tip. If you want to link a bunch of pieces of data together, you can make a class or a struct and make it serializable. And then inside you can put whatever you want. So you can put, for example, stage. And then over here, I put a title in the text. And I did the same thing on the tutorial. So the tutorial manager. And if I look over here in my, let me find the hierarchy, find my tutorial manager. And here's my tutorial manager. And over there, you can see how this little thing shows up. So I created this class in order to group the tutorial stage alongside a string for the title in the text. And then I simply exposed a list of this. And that list is what you can see over here. This one are the chief messages, this one is the tutorial. So basically you got the tutorial stage, which is that enum, and then I've got the title. So this is basically using the localization package in order to localize all the messages. And yeah, so pretty much is how I link up a certain tutorial stage, which is an enum, and link it up with a certain title and text, which then, again, like I showed, pretty much goes like that. So yeah, I hope that was quite a big answer, quite a lot of stuff, so I hope that was informative for figuring out how to make tutorials. But the main thing is tutorials are going to be quite unique on a per game basis. So yeah, this is really just the, that's actually something that I would like to cover in a tutorial, in a video tutorial, make a video tutorial on how to make game tutorials. That's one of the topics that I would like to cover because, yeah. Check the character requests. Okay, so let me try to figure out, let me open that one up, which actually takes a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Thank you. Another super chat. Personal, really appreciate everything you do. Oh, that's nice, awesome. Learn a lot from your videos. Do you prefer Visual Studio instead of VS Code? If so, why? The answer is mainly just because it's what I've always used. That's really pretty much it. I mean, that's a bit of an obvious answer, but yeah, that really is it. I did use VS Code when I made the turn-based strategy course. I did that one in collaboration with GameDev TV, and for them, for their process, they use VS Code. So I did learn to use VS Code for that one, and I mean, an IDE is really just getting used to it. So that's really it. The only reason why I went back to Visual Studio for my own project is just because I already know all the shortcuts inside Visual Studio. So having to relearn them for VS Code doesn't really make too much sense. So yeah. But in the end, when it comes to an IDE, just pick whatever you want. Just get familiar with it, learn all the shortcuts. So over here, I can very easily move up and down on the code. I can write, I can do private float something, and so on. So really just whatever tool you use, as long as you, I don't want to modify this. As long as you get comfortable with your tool, then any IDE can work. Right, let me see the characters. I really gotta update the... Okay, so there's a bunch of characters. But there's like one in nothing but white. So that's a bit odd. And by the way, if you modify a character, you also need to link up your YouTube account so that the overlay over here knows which character belongs to which. All right, okay, so what was I doing? Oh, right, I was just, yeah, I get a bit distracted trying to answer all the questions on things. All right, so let me see. I basically just want to see if one of these dinkies becomes hungry. If that one still manages to find, okay, this guy is still looking. Do not look for hungry dinkies. All you want, that one dinky, I'm looking for hungry dinkies, and now I'm being attacked. And I really wouldn't want them to eat my dinkies, so let me just quickly try to do that. Ah, crap. They're all gonna die. No! Ah, they're gonna mess up my test. Please don't destroy my dinkies. Ah, crap. And now they're outside of the range. Ah, crap. Ah, crap, and I can't find them. They're behind us. Yeah, that doesn't actually help. Alright. So yeah, the dinky that I was doing, that one died. Yeah, I didn't even see the error message. It just showed up and vanished right away. So yeah, that was a bit... Don't have a clear all enemies and stop respawns. Not really, because usually I just set up a save file. It just so happens that on this one I didn't. So let me just use the debug menu in order to spawn some ammo. So that way everything should be good. Okay, so but yeah, that was quite annoying. Yeah, I only got 2 dinkies, so most of them died. that's a bit annoying. Yeah. Where are your dogs? Are they sleeping? Yep, they're sleeping all the way over there. All nice and calm. What time is it? It's almost 6, so they should be waking up in a little bit and wanting dinner. So, okay, let me put this one on feed dinkies. I really just want to validate that the code works, that I didn't break anything. And there you go. He picked it up and immediately went, found a hungry dinky, and he went. So, yep, everything still works perfectly. He finds dinkies, except now it's a tiny bit more performant, because it's no longer doing quite a bit more. When we're pushing the next update, I've been working on this one for quite a while, and I'm hoping I can put out an update today and then another one tomorrow, maybe. Just in case you don't know, I'm actually going to Unite on Tuesday. So if any of you are also going and you see me walking around randomly trying to see the talks, then come say hi. So yeah, basically I'm flying out on Tuesday, so I need to prepare, basically prepare the update before then. So that is why I'm trying to push out an update today and then tomorrow. Another super chat, thank you. Boss Alex 123. Wait, was this the previous one? Or did you put it again? Okay, now I'm confused. Now I don't know if something got bugged on my... Okay, now I'm a bit confused. Kitchen chaos curtain, build it for Android. Nice. But why does it lag for some device and not for others? Well, that depends on the device. I mean, that course I mean, I made it primarily for PC, so I didn't really worry too much about performance. But yeah, if you're making for profile for Android and running it on low devices, then you definitely need to. I mean, you need to go into over here into analysis profiler, and you need to enable the profiler and figure out how much time everything is taking. Because yeah, if you're targeting low-end devices, then yeah. Reed says, oh, on YouTube. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my brain isn't working too well right now. Sorry. Creating tutorials on YouTube for Unity. I mean, that's a question with a lot of answers. So in terms of technical terms, it is really just learn how to do something, then write the script for how you would present that thing, then prepare the demo scene to show that thing. Then you basically got to record it, edit it, and so on. So any tips? Really just the more you know about the subject, the easier it is. That would be the main tip. So really just before you actually record something, make sure you fully understand it. It's actually making tutorials is one of the best ways to actually learn something for yourself, because in order to teach it to someone else, first you have to learn it, and you have to learn it really well. So honestly, the way that I have this job, making this channel, making tutorials, that has been insanely useful for my own personal learning journey, because I have learned so many things that I wouldn't have learned if I was just making games by myself. So this has been really awesome, and having to actually teach the things that I learn means that I have to learn them even more intensely, even more. So yeah, it's a really awesome thing. And yeah, tips for creating, the best one is really just make sure you fully know everything that you're trying to do. And if you mean tips in terms of how to grow on YouTube, that is honestly quite a bit more of a tricky answer, because of how YouTube is really complex, and specifically game dev YouTube is extremely difficult, and tutorials don't really get many views. So if you want to go with that approach, I would say mix tutorials with other types of videos, like more talking videos, more challenge videos, more funny videos. Like for example, you can see Danny, how insanely successful he is. If you go onto YouTube, that more entertainment side can definitely find quite a bit more success. Although personally, I really like making tutorials. I really like learning and teaching things. So yeah, but yeah, doing tutorials in terms of videos, it is quite a bit tricky. So just be aware of that. All right. So yeah, thanks for the super chat, and I hope that answer helped. Right. I'm getting a bit distracted trying to re-chat, so I'm not really doing too much work, but it's okay. I mean, trying to interact with chat is fun. Another super chat, thank you. Hey, Rogerio, nice. Total War Liberation, any updates? Not really, not so far. I mean, I still want to update quite a bit more things on this game. There are still so many ideas that I have, and so many tiny quality of life improvements that I want to improve. I mean, I've been working on some really insanely complex things lately, things that help with the main issue, which is having all of these crates all over the place. So hopefully on this new update, that should fix quite a lot of that. So yeah, basically still got quite a lot of things that I would like to polish, fix, improve, and things to add onto this game. Like for example, I would love to add kind of like a chaotic mass multiplayer game, mass multiplayer mode. I think that would be fun, just to be able to see netcode for game objects, really push it to its limit and really see how far it can go. And basically the way that I'm thinking is I would make a sort of beta build, then I would make a live stream and invite all of you to come play with me and come test out and see if we can put some like 50 players all on the same server. I think that would be really fun. So yeah, taking this game as a base, I've got tons of ideas that I want to do, but at the same time, Total War Liberation, I really love the concept for that game. I mean, I love XCOM-like, so that game, the idea for that game, which is basically doing an XCOM with zombies on a persistent world, I really love that idea with some automation mechanics, some crafting mechanics, and so on. So putting all that together, really awesome, something that I definitely want to do. But yeah, it's really one of those things where I really wish I had infinite time in order to be able to achieve all the ideas that I have. But sadly, time is limited, so really gotta focus. So the big answer is updates on that, maybe around January, February, I'm not sure, we'll see. Right. Okay, let me try doing just one more thing. Okay, so on the character creator, I want to add a simple go behind button. So let me try to do that. I have to go. Hey, bye. Finish your plan. Please don't forget to make a video for first-person shooter. Yep, I definitely would like to do that. I mean, one of the things that I would like to do in a plan that I'm going to try to execute in the following months is pretty much just doing tons of sort of mini courses on as many genres as I can make. So one on making a third-person shooter, one on a first-person shooter, one on making, what am I looking for? One on making like an RTS, like a platform or something like that. So pretty much just making mini courses in like 2-3 hours on making the bare bones of the most basic things. That would be my goal. But again, finding time for that is real tricky. Have you ever get tired of coding? Nope, not really. I mean, I started writing code, started writing Mirk scripts when I was 10 years old. And nope, so here I am, 15? No, 20, 25. 25? Yeah, if I started at 10, now I'm 35, yeah, 25. Wow, that sounds quite a lot. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I've been writing code for apparently 25 years now, and yep, I still love it. So nope, I don't think I will ever get tired. Back button, and suddenly put back button. Made to a stream. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the tutorials. That's nice. What setup do you have? In terms of specs, I honestly have no idea because it's been quite a while since I built this PC, so I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so let me. Do I have a back? I do on the main. Okay, great. So let me just. Let me just put it on 0 and let me move it. Just put it over there, the back button, and then for the save character button, let me just make it a tiny bit smaller. Oh crap, and push it more to the side. I didn't want the back to be way too big, so let me make this one a little bit smaller. Actually, that's a good question. How big is the word back in various languages? Can I find? Translate.google.com. Yes, I accept. If I put back in Spanish, trash. Put in, what language do I got? In Dutch, okay, it's pretty small. Finnish, it's pretty small. In French, pretty small. Okay, good. So basically the word back is always pretty small, so I don't think I need much space. Okay, that's good. That's nice. So basically over here, that should be good to handle all the languages, even though I am using TextMesh Pro, so it will be scaled down if need be. But let me just position it a little bit like that. Okay, so let me go into the code for my character creator. And basically, I'm going to need another button for the back button. And then what am I going to do on back? I think I just go back and, yeah, really just do load without, right? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now I'm a bit confused. Oh no, because I went into the new on character save and load into the, okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that I just go back into the main menu scene and just that should do it. Question is back go back or the body back? No, it is go back because basically you can only save character. So initially I only had that one because I figured, okay, you always want to save your character, but not necessarily. Sometimes you might have a character save that you really like, but then you might want to play around with things but not want to save it again. So there needs to be a way to go back without saving everything again. And of course, I got an error because I forgot to drag the reference. That happens all the time. So let me just drag it and try it again. How do you set up character customization? I'm currently working on a detailed tutorial on it, so stay tuned. But yeah, basically the way that I set up, I talked a bit a while ago on how, let me try to find, on how I handle all of the, where did I put? See, now I don't It's been a while since I built this, so I don't remember where did I put all the data. Ah, crap, no, I really don't remember. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It was just collapsed. Never mind. Yeah. So basically the way this one works is actually super simple. It's basically all the body parts are just different mesh types. So when I change into one of these, like for example, change the color, all that is really doing is just modifying that mesh to the next mesh on this array. So it just goes by 1, 1, 1, and just swaps it out. So this one, so I got an array for all of the color meshes, all the hair meshes, the head meshes, and so on. So yeah. The way this one works is actually super simple, super basic. It's actually pretty nice. Mom on TV. Yes, you are. Nice little TV. Actually, I haven't looked at the stats. So how many people are watching this TV? 160 viewers. Wow, that's that's quite a lot. I don't think I know 160 people in real life. So thank you all so much for being here. It's always strange to think of the numbers. Looking at numbers online versus numbers in real life, it is only such a strange thing. Usually make some sort of UML diagram before creating a game. Not really. I do some... yeah, I can't really find all my notes right now. But yeah, basically just do super basic... Do I got anything interesting here? Not really. Basically, I just write a tons of stuff. Where's my camera? Can't see my camera. So like this one is my basic design. This is for the trailer for Total World Liberation. And what else do I got here? I got a bunch of stuff. Hey, there you go. Another trailer, another bunch of stuff. And yeah. But basically for me, design, I really just write down on paper. I write all kinds of things. Or I just write a simple text file with all the ideas. So yeah, in terms of doing strict things like UML diagrams, no, I don't really do that. I just write a massive text file, write all the ideas, write all the things that I would like to do, and that's pretty much how I handle it. But when it comes to organization, that is really something that is very personal. So if you yourself, if you don't like using UML diagrams, I definitely encourage you to use them. Just personally, I don't use them, but some people do find it quite useful. So, yep. Use Unity timeline in this project. Nope, and that is actually something that I've never looked into. I've always wanted to look into, but never quite looked into it. So that is one of those Unity tools that I've never touched and I would like to. I mean, this game doesn't really have super complex cutscenes. The cutscenes that I've got that are actually super basic, like, can I actually, if I go onto, yep, save it. If I go onto the game scene, and here I've got my various cutscenes, like the rocket launch cutscene, and this one is really just an anime. Oh, baby, yeah, it's almost. Oh, I didn't even notice, but it seems my microphone is clipping. That's annoying. All right. So yeah, basically for cutscenes, the way I handle them is actually super basic. I really just have a virtual camera, and then I run some sort of animation on that virtual camera. That is really it. So I just use super basic, and yeah, that one is interesting, but I just use a coroutine instead. I mean, yeah, it depends. If you want to make really complex cutscene stuff, then definitely using timeline would definitely be useful, definitely be good. But if you're making things that are relatively simple, like my game doesn't really have too many super complex cutscenes, so for me, really just a basic animation or just some code-based animation that works really well. And thanks again, Rogério. Yeah. Oh, Tico. Já vamos. Que horas é que são? 6. Ok, já vamos. Right. Happy with sales numbers for Denki, and are you only selling it on Steam? Yep, I'm happy with the numbers, and right now it is only on Steam, although I am exploring putting it on consoles. I just signed the Xbox NDA just like last week, so I'm going to go through that process, although sadly consoles, those are very much behind NDA, so that's kind of the issue. So on the one hand, I would love to make a video tutorial talking about my experience going through a console and how that process is, but I have no idea how much I can talk about that. So But either way, yep, I am definitely going to try to put the game on console since the game is very playable with a controller. I think it would be perfect on console, so yep, I'm definitely going to try that out. New video out. Oh yeah, it's 6 p.m. so yeah, there is a video out right now, which actually, funnily enough, this video, I've had this video recorded for about a year. It was lost within my video files and I only found it about 1 or 2 months ago. So yeah, it's a really nice video on how to change post-processing through code, which is actually a pretty interesting thing. Interesting specifically to learn how the post-processing stack works and how they actually made it work, which is actually a really interesting way. I mean, the way it works is basically based on scriptable objects, which get added kind of like as components. It's a really interesting system, and working with the source code in order to figure out how it actually works and how to modify things, that was quite an interesting area to explore. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to go watch the video. Learning how to do that is actually quite useful. Do you like cats? I've never had cats, but I do like cats, sure. I mean, I never know how to interact with cats. That's kind of my issue. I mean, dogs, they're always very nice. They always come to you, but cats are extremely independent, which, yeah, it's a great thing. I mean, that's exactly how cats are. But yeah, it definitely makes them a little bit tricky to interact with. So yeah. Ok, so yeah, basically, anyways, my goal that... Oh, Tico, já vamos. Espera aí um bocado. Já vamos, espera aí. Pera. Oh, baby, já vamos, espera aí. Alright, so yeah, I gotta go in a little bit. What time is it? It's past 6, so yeah, let me just see. Alright, so for that one, I do that. Okay, let me just... On the options menu, can I... add something on the main menu scene? Let me find the canvas, find the options UI, go inside the prefab, and what do I got on this one? Yeah, it's the options that I still need to add a ton of options, and I've got the various sliders. Just duplicate it. I got gizmos. I do. Time flies. It does fly quite a bit. Yeah. So let me just unpack this game object. It's prefab. Let me unpack this one. I want the cheats toggle, and for the toggle, now the issue is I don't actually. Oh crap! It's hard to see it underneath all the people. So mask border. No, I don't really. Okay, I'm basically trying to see, because I don't know what kind of images do I have in order to make a toggle button. But yeah, what did I make? What was the mask like? Just, I need, oh right, so I just used a, oh no, but I used that one, so that actually works. So on the mask, let's get rid of the mask, put it on something like this, and then put inside a cross sprite. Let me find it. Just something like this. Put it on like 40 by 40. Yeah. I think you should add world bending effect into the game. That would be interesting, but actually achieving those effects is actually surprisingly difficult. Meaning that usually either messes up the rendering or... Damn, that one is a little bit off. Either it messes up the rendering or it messes up the logic. So I do agree that would be a fun effect, but adding it isn't really something that you add super easily. So yeah, it would be fun, but yeah, okay, maybe in black looks a little bit better. Although I do think that, don't they have an, yeah, I haven't used the, yeah, there is already a toggle, although it's a bit strange, so I think I'll just make my own toggle. I don't know, let me see how this one works. Next, I can just get rid of the label. And for the background, put this one down the center, put it on 50 by 50. 0, 0, 50, that's way too much, so 40 by 40. And okay, that's the background, that's the toggle. Because I haven't really How do you make UI for your games? Just a lot of iteration. That is pretty much it. Just anything you do, it is going to require constant iteration. So yeah, I mean, the UI that I have has gone through so many things, so many iterations. It has been quite tricky. And how do you handle UI? Yeah, I'll show the UI in a little bit. Let me just cheats toggle. I gotta figure out, because I haven't worked with this toggle component in quite a while, so I don't actually remember how this one is supposed to work. Yeah, let me just save this and I'll show how I handle my UI on the thing. So let me save, and where are my scenes, my game scene, so you can see how I organize my UI. Here's my scene view, and look at that, these are all of the UI elements. So basically this is how I handle them. I build little windows, and in the editor I separate them around so I can easily access, so I can find this little UI element, this little one, and so on. So basically these are all separate windows. And that one, like for example this one, there you go, that's a window, that's a win, that's another one, and so on. So these are all separate windows, and they all have this super simple script, reset position on the UI. So basically on awake it just sets the anchored position and the size delta in order to 0, 0. So basically this is super helpful, so that during edit mode I can place them all over the place and they're not all on top of one person. And instead, as soon as the game starts, they basically all get crunched down here and they all appear on the same place. So that's the best UI tip that I can give you. Just separate all of your windows so they are super easy to work with, and then on awake simply put them all in one person. If I ask a question, did you reply? I try to, but there's a lot of questions, so it's quite hard to keep track of everything. Right. Thank you for your book suggestions. Reading Code Complete, that is great. Oh, that's awesome. Nice. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that book really helped me, so I really hope it helps you. That is really awesome. It's a really thick book. It definitely takes quite a lot to get through it. But yeah, definitely take your time, and if you focus on learning it, oh boy, it really is one of the best things that raised my own programming skills by about tenfold. So that is one book that I've recommended many times, and I will continue recommending. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, here it is. Where's my camera? Yep. Code Complete 2. If you want to improve your skills as a programmer, I highly recommend this book. It is super thick, it is super full of super awesome information, lots of stuff. So yeah, this is something that I highly recommend you get. I'm basically constantly reading and rereading this, constantly going through it over and over again. It is super useful, so if you want to improve as a programmer, I can highly recommend that book. Okay, so let me just, I gotta figure out how does this thing actually work. Let me go, where's my options UI? Let me open it up. And for the, okay, so I got the toggle, but actually it's on the on value change. So is that how that works? Let me go into the sheets toggle dot on. Yeah, I assume that's it. So I add a listener. And basically, but does this one, yeah, it takes a bool new value, right? Yeah, I assume that's the case. So on cheats toggle, what is the new value? Okay, let me add. Okay, so let me just quickly see if this is how it works, which should be. It's pretty simple. Does cover every model behavior function more? Are you asking about the book? If so, the answer is nope. That is not a Unity book. It is a programming book. But the concepts inside it, those are not specific to Unity or any engine or even any programming language. I mean, most of the code written in that book, the code is, I think it's in Java. Yeah, I think so. But the important thing are really all of the concepts that you'll learn from the book, not the actual syntax of everything. So that is really applicable to literally everything. Okay, so yeah, that one does work, and yep, it is that simple. Really just click, toggle, click, and toggle. Okay, so that one is actually quite simple. Can I modify the visual? I haven't worked with this component in quite some time. Where's my check mark? Okay, it is right down there. So let me put it in. Can I put my a little border thingy. And get back to studying. All right, go ahead. I hope you learned quite a bit. So for the check mark, let me just copy my cross. I think I can put the border on the same place. Let me put it on 0, 0, but I just need to play around with the background. But yeah, the background needs to have the same as this source image. No, not that one. That one. Yeah, why does that look... Oh, because did I put it... Okay, I'm not sure. Why is this one... Did I not copy the same thing? Oh, because I put it sliced on 2.14, that's why. Alright, okay. Just wanna put it kind of like this, and on the check mark, put it in white or black. I'm not sure. It's kind of like this. And 40, 40. Oh, that's way too big. 30, 30, and for the border, can I make it a little bit thinner? But that makes it a little bit messed up in there. Okay, but yeah, just a super basic toggle. Let me get rid of the other one, so the cross, the mask, and so on. Okay, so I got a basic, except this is not supposed to say music. It's supposed to say something else. We see black outline is beautiful. Black outline is ugly. Is it? Honestly, I always really like outlines. So yeah, but yeah, that is obviously a very personal thing. So yeah, personally, I quite like outlines on pretty much everything. I always think they look good. But yeah, I can definitely see that it's a stylistic choice. Okay, now the only thing is I don't remember how do I don't remember. I mean, I haven't worked with this in quite a bit. Do I have an update here? No, let me do a private void on update. And on update, let's just do a quick test. And on test, let me get into cheats toggle. I just gotta see how do I set this on without notify. Okay, I think that's what I want. So if I do this, it should be able to change it. Although, why do I want without notify? That seems a bit odd. But let's see if that does work. Just a quick test to figure out how it works. How do you handle UI between multiple scenes? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't normally use multiple scenes, so I don't normally handle UI. So I don't know if you're asking how do you handle UI between multiple scenes, meaning have a scene with only your UI and then additively load the game scene that changes. I don't know if that's what you mean, or if you just mean how do you handle transferring data through various scenes. If it's transferring data, then the easiest way is using some static classes. Like, for example, I've got my save system, which is honestly one part that is a little bit not very good code, but basically this is how I load files in the main menu and transfer which file do I want to load onto the game scene. So basically, I just have the load file info. So this one is set up in the main menu. Then I'll load the game scene, and the game scene accesses this field. This field is a static field, so this does not get reset on scene change. So yeah, the easiest way to handle data. The easiest way to handle data between various scenes is simply to do that. Okay, what was I doing? So cheats, either enable or enable. And yep, okay, so that does work. Although, you know, I don't even remember. When did I save? Did I save just on close? On the options UI. Oh, okay, so that one changed. So how do I do it with notification? That's actually a good question. I don't know. I don't actually know. I mean, wait, actually, I'm a bit confused. So if I can understand code but can't code, should I go with visual scripting? That's a bit of an odd question. How do you understand code but cannot code? If you understand it, then you should be able to write the text. I mean, code is really just text. If you understand it, it's just text. But yeah, I mean, either way, both are valid options. I mean, visual scripting is a super useful tool. So yeah, if you like that, definitely go ahead and use it. Okay, let me just go into my options. Over here, just a bowl for the cheats. And actually, because I don't remember, does player prefs, does it? Because it doesn't, right? Nope, it does not have a set bowl. Well, that's annoying. But yeah, so let me go into the load options. So that one equals, let's go into the player prefs, get an int for the cheats, and the default value is 0. Equals 1, right? Yeah, exactly. And then down here, I'm going to do a set int cheats, and I'm going to set it based on the cheats bool. If it is, then put a 1. If not, then put a 0. Okay, so that should be pretty easy. In order to find the cheats, public static bool is cheats enabled, then return cheats. Okay, so then I need a public static void set cheats enabled bool cheats, and just do options.cheats equals cheats, and then save, what did I call it? Save options. So let's save these options. Oh, right, that's why I need to notify that one. I didn't even know the thing. Okay, so basically, whenever I click, let me go into options dot set the cheats enabled onto the new value. So I set it onto that one and update visual. I don't have to because this one updates automatically, so that's nice and easy. Sorry, I'm trying to do a bit of code, so I haven't looked at chat a little bit. I can't draw and can't afford to hire artists. What could I do for art? I mean, the answer is learn to draw. I know that sounds a bit annoying, but yeah. I would say focus on minimalist things. So like, for example, Thomas was alone. I mean, this is probably not a very good example because even though it is very simple, it is clearly made by someone who understands art. But yeah, basically, if you can't do art, then the best bet is really just go for super minimalistic things, because I mean, everyone can draw a rectangle. So if you really can't draw anything, just go for as minimalist as possible. Oh, hey, nice. The Quack's a nice little custom character. That's cool. Nice, thanks. But alternatively, of course, oh crap. Yeah, because I'm used to writing just ASS and it writes asset store. So yeah, that was, oh crap, is that one? Yeah. But yeah, what I was going to say is if you go onto the asset store, there is tons of free stuff. So you can just search for 2D and 3D, and then over here on pricing, just go into free assets. Look at that, you got 4,294. So yep, if you can't draw anything, you've got tons and tons of stuff. Look at this, a free car. So if you want to make a car-based game, there you go, you have it. If you want to populate the world with trees, there it is. If you need some basic animations, they're not. If you want to make a platformer game, you've got that, and you've got all kinds of stuff. Hey, the robot cow, that's cool. They changed the image, that's nice. So yeah, basically either learn to draw, or do something minimalistic, or use all of the tons and tons of free assets. Like seriously, all of these are, it's really quite incredible. Look at that, that's a cool character. Look at that, sci-fi modular pack. That was cool. That's nice, you could build an entire level with that. Oh yeah, and the Polygon Star Path, their prototype pack. I really love this pack, or the other one, the prototype one, but yeah. Just in this, over here, look at all these props, you could make a million games with just that. So, yep, you can definitely do that. All right. What was I doing? All right, just checking to make sure that the cheats menu works. So this should be able to save the cheats. Another problem is I don't remember where did I put the cheats button. Okay, there it is. So basically I just want to either enable or disable this. So in Game UI, I've got my cheats button right here. And basically let's set this one to either visible or invisible. So let me check. this one dot game object dot set active, and active if the options dot is cheats enabled. If so, then you enable that button. If not, then you don't. That's pretty much it. Although actually I do need to update it if the, so yeah, actually it's quite interesting how I don't have an event on here. So on options changed, yeah, just a generic one when any options changes, because I only save it. So yep, I can just go here, just invoke this event. Oh, right, yeah, right, because that one doesn't have, there's no this, so input just null. Did I add something? I did add something. Okay. So yeah, on options change, so over here on this one, I can go into the options dot on options change, and when the options changes, if so, let me refresh the cheats button. All right, good. I just need to make sure, trying to remember, yeah, right, because this one I did not do something, so I need to make sure to unsubscribe to this one. Do I have an on destroy? I do have an on destroy. So options, let me actually find, where did I write it? Right here. So basically I need to sub and unsub. So on destroy, let me just unsub to this one. Okay, good. So that should have that cheat button working. That should be nice. Love seeing how fluid you are in your code. Still in college and slowly improving. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of this comes with experience, being able to, there is one video that I've wanted to do for the longest time is all about keyboard shortcuts, because yeah, being able to easily move around things, being able to do things, find all the shortcuts to rename things, being able to know how to use all of the code automatic writing things, yeah, being able to master your tool, that is really something that is insanely good, insanely positive. And yeah, definitely something that I highly encourage you to get good at, but at the same time, that is something that you get good with experience. So yeah, definitely just keep making things and you will become more and more efficient about writing code, about using your tools, all kinds of things. Okay, so that's a bit odd. Why was that one enabled, but that one did not? Because now it did show up. Was it just, oh no, it wasn't. So like here, cheats are enabled, and that one does show. And if I close and I open again, that one should. Are you taking tea? Mean testosterone? No. That is definitely one thing that I will not do, is mess up with my hormones. So nope. Maybe when I'm 50 years old and my body no longer works, maybe back then I will do some basic TRT, but no, I will definitely not take any strange things that fitness influencers take. That is definitely not worth it in terms of being able to have a life for the longest time. So yeah. Train your kitchen chaos course. Nice. Use rigid body instead of a capsule collider. Yep, that also works. There's always tons of ways to handle players and collisions and interactions and all sort of things. Oh, taking, já vamos. Peraí, já vamos. Okay, so basically let me just fix this problem. And new super chat, thank you. Salute you, YouTube. Nice work, did all respect you. Oh, nice, thank you. I'm gonna learn C#, Unity, graphics, and more. Thank you for the free comment. Keep it on. Oh, nice. Thanks so much for the super chat. I mean, I'm glad the videos help you. Can we see a doggo? Well, it seems like he read your message because he just showed up. So yeah. Yeah. Are you teaching math and programming at a school online? I mean, this video, this is kind of the school where I teach things, but yeah, teaching normal? No, really. How your animator looks, pretty messy or clean? The game actually doesn't have too many animations, so the animator is actually quite clean. So if I find all of my prefabs, and where's my player? There's my player and my player visual, and the player visual has my animator. And if you look at it, the animator is actually super simple because the game really doesn't have too much. So really just idle and run. So this one is based on a simple parameter. So these are all the parameters that I have. Is running, gathering, hammering, or attacking. So as you can see, the animator for this game is really super basic. I mean, the game really doesn't have too much. So yep, it's actually pretty basic. And yeah, in terms of layers, did I add? Oh, right, I added the upper body just so that it fixes the arms as the players are carrying any kind of object. But yeah, beyond that, on the base layer, super basic, super simple. So yeah, in terms of animation, this game is pretty simple. So yeah, thankfully it doesn't need much. Peraí. Okay, let me just fix this and then I gotta go. Oh, Tiquinho, já vamos. Peraí. Okay, so basically what I need is just over here on the options, on start. Yeah, it's only on start, right? Yeah, that's it. So basically, então, bebê, peraí. Pera. Tiga, assim não consigo escrever. Peraí, fica aí. Já vamos, peraí. Alright, so let me just quickly finish. Oh, crap. Alright, so basically I just need to go into the options. So is cheats enabled? If so, then I'm going to toggle it. If not, then I'm going to untoggle it. Okay, so that should fix it, and that should be it. Yeah, because they need to eat. I need to eat, so everybody needs to eat, I guess. Right, let me just make sure and see if that one now saves correctly. So now that one, I believe, should be untoggled. So let's see if it is untoggled. And I go into the option, and there you go. The cheats menu is indeed untoggled. And if I now continue, so let me just maximize this. And if I go into continue, and yep, cheats are not enabled. And if I go into options, and now I enable the cheats menu, and yep, there you go. There's the button, it shows up right away. All right, awesome. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it. They're waiting for me and so on. Use the fast reload script. Yep, that is actually one tool, one asset that I've been meaning to look into, because it does indeed look quite interesting. Honestly, there are a ton of assets that I would love to look into, but I've been so busy working on the game and working on a bunch of videos that I really haven't seen much. Notice you almost never use lambda expressions. Did you? I mean, I guess it kind of depends. Are you talking about kitchen chaos? Because yeah, in there I don't think I use much, but as you can see over here, when it comes to buttons, I use them all the time. When it comes to my function timer class, which I showed quite a while ago, when it comes to this one, I also use it all the time. So just look at all these references, all of these lambdas. So yeah, I'm definitely quite a big fan of lambdas. But yeah, maybe on the course I didn't use, I'm not too sure. So yeah. And that's super chat. Thank you so much. All right, Spaghettio. Well, I won't get the chance to play Dink Gardens, and I still want to show some love for all the help you've given me over the years. Ah, nice. Once again, watch and thank you for doing what you do. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much for being here. I'm glad the videos have helped you. I mean, it's like I said in the beginning, it's really quite amazing how I love doing this. I love researching things and making tutorials. So the fact that it also helps all of you, that is an excellent bonus. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here and for watching the videos. I mean, the videos really work. This is a two-way street. I love making things, but of course the channel only exists because all of you watch the videos and find value from the videos. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. This is always really nice. Okay, so now my dogs are looking at me, giving me like the side eye. They really want to go eat, so that's gonna be it. Let me just prepare. I did manage to do quite a few things, so this was a decently productive live stream, so that was nice. But yeah, now I gotta go eat, I gotta give them food, and I gotta go rest my voice a little bit and get ready. And yeah, like I said, I'm actually going on Tuesday. I'm going to Amsterdam for the Unite conference, so if you're also coming along, and if you see me randomly walking around from talk to talk, come and say hi. That should be fun, that should be interesting. And if you're not going, then just stay tuned, and I will be making videos covering all the announcements, all the news, and so on. So it should be a fun conference, should be a fun time, so this next week should be quite interesting. All right, okay, so let me just put this, and yeah, that's gonna be it, because yeah, my voice is even messed up. Dogs are hungry, so yeah, it's gonna be it. All right, so yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for coming to this random live stream. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it was useful. And I hope the videos continue being useful to all of you. So, yep. All right. So, yeah. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thanks. Bye.